So I'm here to discuss another one of the obstacles that was probably the most failed obstacle on the 9 and under course, and that was the rope jungle. Okay, and so the mistake that I saw a lot of the kids making was not getting their feet set and then having their body slide too low down. Each of these ropes had a knot at the bottom that you could have set your feet on. The other thing that became a problem is they got stuck dead in the middle on that middle rope, which is this one right there, okay? And the reason they did that, or that happened, was they didn't pull back to preload their swing. This happens often on ring swings and things where they're traversing on, say we have things tied to the monkey bars and they're traversing across from ring to ring. They fail to pull back hard enough on the ring they were on before they get the swing built to go to the next one. So I'm gonna demonstrate first what happened and what it looks like to not get your swing and feet set, and then I'm gonna demonstrate the proper technique. So here we go. All right, they got stuck hanging here, and their swing just died. And they didn't set their feet, so their hands start to get tired, okay? So now, if you watch, first thing I'm gonna do is reach out. So I preload the first one by pulling back, jumping up on it, letting my body swing forward. I'm gonna immediately reach out with my hand. If you reach out with your feet, you're gonna put yourself in a bad position that kills your swing too. So immediately reach out with your hand, grab that next rope, set your feet on the second rope, and then pull back on the first rope. Right, pull back, swing through. All right, so another one was climbing the cage with these hooks, right? And one of the biggest mistakes was hand placement, okay? A lot of people choked up a bunch on these and never changed. The problem with choking up on these so much is your reach is not extended nearly as much, right? So if I reach my arm up as high as I can, that hook, the section of the hook above my hand is off camera, but that's it, right? If I hold on to the lower section without even reaching my arm up much at all, that same part is above the camera shot here, and if I reach up all the way, you can see I can reach at least an additional foot further, more like 18 inches, just by where I place my hand. So as you're actually climbing uphill, your hand should have, doesn't matter which, but one hand on that next bar, you're high on the hook, the other hand low on the hook. Now it's easier for me to reach up and grab that next bar, and then I just bump this hand up higher and slide this one down lower, so I can then go to the next one and systematically move through there. So I'm just gonna give a quick demonstration so y'all see this. I think everyone should know what I mean, especially if they got stuck, but let's make sure you don't make that mistake again and waste time and energy, because this one saps your grip strength for the rest of the course if you don't get it right. So if I'm here and I start with my hands high, I can lock off on one and immediately reach up and skip 2 rungs, move that one from the bottom one. Now I'm hooked on the top. So within a fairly short period of time, I'm able to just boom, 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 right, move through it. And so we had a couple of athletes that really did this well and moved through it quickly and easily. And we had other people that spent over a minute hanging. We had one person that spent almost 2 minutes hanging from this one. And that, of course, kills your course time, because now you've wasted a whole bunch of time on one obstacle. And then second, it saps all your grip strength. So you're gonna be tired leading into the next obstacles, which is gonna make those that much harder. So be efficient, think through how you should approach, learn from watching others, see what they did right, see what they did wrong, see if that helps you change your strategy so you can do better when it's your turn, if you have that fortunate ability to maybe run a little bit later and watch someone else, all right? So another big missed obstacle, which we had in the 10 to 12 course, the teens course, the adult amateur, and the adult pro, was the salmon ladder, right? One of the most commonly seen obstacles. I used it in the 10 to 12. That's not something that you always see, but I like to test people's strength. For anyone who was here at the end of the 10 to 12 competition when we were doing the awards, I mentioned how this particular course was probably one of the most difficult that I've put in for the 10 to 12 year olds. And I think it's only the second time that I've had them do the salmon ladder in a competition. And I did that because, you know, I've been working my athletes on strength and conditioning so that they have that ability. And, you know, it's still a work in progress, but I was really happy to see that some of them were able to do that in the 10 to 12 division. And we had a number of athletes that were able to get that salmon ladder, and that is with a heavier than average salmon ladder bar. That was not a light bar. So for any of you who did not get the salmon ladder, especially for those of you who tried, whether you're in the 10 to 12 division or the teen division or even in the adults, right? It's not necessarily a lack of technique, it's a lack of strength. So I'm here on camera next to one of our primary salmon ladder training areas, and it's what I call doing bumps on the bar here. Now, you don't need an angled bar. You could have just 2 bars straight up and down, which are also on this cage behind us. This can be done with a weight vest on. You know, first thing to establish with the salmon ladder is making sure you can do pull-ups. And I recommend being able to do at least 10, because if you can't do that, you shouldn't expect that you're gonna be able to do the salmon ladder. And if you're a ninja athlete, you should be strong enough to do at least 10 pull-ups. And if you can't, you're gonna have trouble with everything that's related to upper body. So working on your strength should be one of your primary foundational goals of any level of ninja ability. It's also gonna enhance your grip strength. Next up is building power. So that's where the bumps come in, where you're pulling and actually powering your body up those, developing that power to the point where you can skip a rung on this, and then getting to the point where you can do hand clap type pull-ups above the bar and catch it, work on muscle ups, and do all of this stuff that I just said with a weight vest on. All right, that's kind of the steps that I put through this. Many of you who are viewing this video are in the Warrior Performance Training Group, and you have access to, and if you don't, just DM me right here and I'll give you access to the secret training tips. In there is part of our salmon ladder tips video, so definitely recommend checking that out. And you know, if you haven't gotten yourself a copy of the Warrior Performance Training Method program, it's an online training platform. There's this and a ton more information on how to not just do your skills training, but how to develop your strength so that your skills can be taken to a whole nother level, because the stronger you get, the more skills you're gonna be successful with. So check it out. So besides just doing pull-ups, right? We wanna get that kickability to pop, and maybe pop, and skip a ball. All right. So when I'm doing that with my athletes, I actually tell them to treat it like a weight training session. Do 10 pops, that's a set, right? Maybe with a weight vest, you're trying to build more strength, so it's 5 pops. And it's a lot harder wearing that weight vest. But you do 1 set of 5, take a break, do another set of 5, take a break, do 3 to 5 sets per workout. And that might only be 1 exercise of your salmon ladder training preparation workout. Another one would be, say, doing just simply pull-ups with or without a weight vest. If you can't do a pull-up, then you do assisted pull-ups using a band resistance or a pull-up machine or a spotter, having a spotter just kind of lift your legs a little bit. All of that is really super helpful in developing that strength.